I cannot recall honestly a single time I went to a rap show and didn't break a sweat. Besides when I was in high school going to Christian rap shows.
They
Um,
weren't in the pit
I
like that.
mean, not that I can really recall.
Dude, I want to see a Lecrae mosh pit.
Dude,
Actually, now
I've
that
been in a Lecrae pit. Um, I don't have
Lecrae mosh
anything
pit.
worthwhile to say about it
I
because
mean, like you've seen some of those those crazy ass like church retreat trips where like they
yeah.
have the choir and shit and the band and like people are like having transformative experiences and they're passing the fuck
No,
out. Like
yes,
you've seen those. Those are
I've
crazy.
experienced that firsthand. Yes.
Those are fucking crazy. And you see people, you
So
see
what?
grown men crying their eyes out, and it's just like the most insane
I
shit.
mean, that's just church sometimes.
That
just
is, but
happens,
like
literally.
especially on those retreats,
Those
man.
retreats, they're wild. I had a few of those back in my day. But those were honestly pretty fun. Like at least when I went to, like they had like a whole water slide thing. Like
Oh
they
shit,
had a
really?
lot. They had like water slides. They had like pool. They had rock climbing thing. They had like archery. I
Archery.
think maybe even horseback riding. Like there was all sorts of stuff that you could do there.
God.
But
They took Warriors for Jesus a little too seriously there. They're training y'all to shoot arrows on horseback and shit.
Yeah. No, there's a lot going on there. But it was a fun time. But there was still, I don't know, like that place, like they made it so fun. It's like, like going to church was not fun, but everyone was always like, Discovery Camp, man. Like, oh my God.
Hello and welcome back to the 44th episode of the Needle and the Lens podcast, the only show that starts together music, movies, and TV. My name is Kevin. I'm here with my co-host
Noah.
I don't know why I sounded insanely strained to start that, but
you literally ran through that.
I
Like
wanted
you
to
were
get through
really,
it.
like we were on a time crunch.
We are on a time crunch. We gotta hit all of the notes today.
How do you think the people who are gonna listen to this already in like 2 times speed feel? They're literally not gonna be able to hear a word you just said.
Oh yeah,
It's gonna be too fast.
I mean, it's the intro. Everyone knows the intro. All of our greatest fans know the intro. Obviously, they have it tattooed on their back and their thighs. Like everywhere, right? Best podcast intro ever. You already know what it is. I might get it. I might get it tattooed now.
One day we need to make a very serious bet, and the person that loses has to get the Neon the Lens logo tatted.
Damn, that's some commitment. We're only 44 episodes deep. Like we're pretty committed, but like, hey, some shit could happen. You never know.
That's how we garner up hype for our 100th episode.
Oh, true. We'll do like,
and I'm gonna make it a bet that I know. I feel like we haven't done a lot of bets, but I feel like I've won every single one that we've done.
I feel like we've only done the one, right?
And did I ever get to capitalize on that?
Sure. Yeah,
I didn't.
You definitely got to capitalize on it. Listen,
I don't remember what it. I remember it was about.
I'm pretty sure I bought you lunch at one point.
You thought Isaiah Rashad was gonna drop. I said he's just dropping a single, which had already been confirmed. So I don't know why.
No. It was the. You said he was gonna.
Okay,
drop.
It wasn't confirmed. No. What I said it was gonna. I really don't know.
No, you said he was gonna drop, and I was like, "Oh, it's just a single. It's not an album. That means I win." And then you're like, "No, it's still dropping." Something like that. I don't fucking remember.
I don't know.
Someone roll back the clippers on that. Just find it.
Yeah, I can't remember. I think maybe you were saying he wasn't gonna drop.
I'm pretty sure I was. I think I was doubting because I'm always a negative person.
Like it's definitely happening. And you were supposed to give me like a burger or something, and I don't
something like that.
You know, I mean, I'm sure at some point you've bought me something that will cancel that out. But
yeah, I'm pretty sure, didn't I? I bought you a donut. This weekend.
I sent you money.
That was for the parking.
Yeah, but it was like parking plus. It was like all involved,
Wait, you want me to send you the money for the donut back then?
No. I'm just saying. It was a good donut. It was a great donut.
What kind did you get again? We went to Voodoo Donut after the Zach Fox show.
It was vicious hibiscus. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a really good one. That's a really crowd favorite over here. I don't know. I really like when I go to Voodoo, like the disgustingly overly toppinged ones. Like they have the old dirty bastard.
What did you get?
I got a guava colada this time. I was playing it cool and easy this time.
Is that one that had like a bunch of coconut on it?
Yeah, it had coconut shavings.
Yeah, see, that's why I don't like coconut.
Oh, what?
I do love guava though. That was like, I was like guava, and I was like coconut.
Yeah, it had the coconut on it, but it was so good. It was so good. Yeah, normally I'll get like that. There's one called a Memphis Mafia. It's like a huge ass, like I think it's what's the one, apple bear claw, I think is the things that they're called. I don't really remember.
Oh, I know, like the donut.
Yeah, that type of donut. It's like that. It's filled with bananas and it has like chocolate chips, peanut butter. It's disgusting.
Oh, that sounds disgusting.
It's amazing, but it's like disgusting how
like that actually sounds disgusting to me.
Well, you hate peanut butter because you don't have good taste, obviously.
That was another. Well, before we started the show, we were talking about things that happened at church camp. Someone put peanut butter on my face one time.
Oh no!
Yeah, it was like on my lips, which was like, in the like grand scheme of pranks, it's like whatever. But it was the fact that I hate peanut butter so much.
So they knew that, right? That's why they did that?
No. They were just doing it to everyone in the room.
Oh, dude.
But it was just like for everyone else, it was like, peanut butter. What? No. And I woke up and I was like, this is my worst nightmare. This is literally my worst nightmare.
Oh God.
That
sounds terrible. Well, that sounds great for me, honestly. Well, actually,
for someone
I don't think I want some.
You don't want it
grubby
on your face. And then I like rolled around first, and then it was like on my pillowcase.
Oh no.
Yeah.
No, I don't want some grubby ass kids finger peanut butter on my lips. So yeah, no, that sounds like a no go there. But yeah. Anyway, peanut butter's awesome. Noah is a hater, and that's that.
All right. Anyway,
moving along. Let's talk about some of the stuff that we have this week. We talked about it a while back when it was announced. The Super Bowl just happened this past weekend. The biggest event in all of America, right? The big sport ball. It's whatever. No. I can fuck some football sometimes.
You sound like you're more sports than me.
I'm pretty sports. I can sports. I did not have.
But you like basketball more.
Yeah, I'm a huge basketball guy, but I can rock with some football. But like I mean, ever since the 49ers stopped winning, I kind of stopped caring. So that's really what it came down to. But I was excited for the halftime show because obviously we talked about it. This looks insane, and I mean, let's just get into what we thought about the performances. Obviously.
Yeah, I mean,
this was a very hyped up show. Dr. Dre,
that was
Snoop
literally
Dogg.
the only reason I was watching.
Oh yeah, I know that.
I didn't have. I used to be into commercials, but the thing is now, like, one, the commercials aren't that great. Two, the ones like they usually all come out online beforehand.
Yeah, which is a weird thing. Like you're paying millions of dollars to get a spot during the Super Bowl. You're like, yeah, no, we're just gonna put it on YouTube before
I'm like, okay, so like the one, like there was the whatchamacallit, the one directed by Edgar Wright with Zendaya and Andre 3000. I was like, that was cool, but I literally saw it like a few days before. So, and then the trailers too. Like now they dropped the Doctor Strange trailer and they dropped the Nope trailer. I was like, okay, like what do I have no reason to watch this show now.
Yeah, but I think the reason why is because like it's like Super Bowl ads have become a genre in and of themselves as far as like, advertisements are. And then the fact that they are airing during the Super Bowl is like the only defining characteristic and quality. So if they air beforehand, it's like, oh well, this is gonna air during the Super Bowl, so this is the Super Bowl ad. That's what's important about it. So like,
Right.
it's not.
And I mean, of course, like most of the people that, like the majority of people aren't seeing that video beforehand.
Yeah.
You know, like that's just the nature of, I don't know, life is like not, people aren't seeking out Super Bowl ads. Like I see them because I happen to follow certain people on Twitter and it just comes on, you know, but like the average household is not going to be aware of the, you know, Edgar Wright directed commercial because they don't care about Edgar Wright and wouldn't even like, you know, have that in their sphere of, you know, social media.
Right.
So, I mean, I see why it still matters for them to put it online. I'm just saying, for me personally, it kind of takes out all reason to watch besides halftime, which, you know, and then after halftime, I'm like, okay, cool. I will see y'all later.
Peace out. I'm out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
no, I didn't even catch it while it was live. I did watch the replay, but yeah, I mean, this was a pretty good show.
It was a good show. You know, when I first watched it, when it was airing, I was a little underwhelmed, honestly.
I can agree with that.
Like, I was like, that was not bad. I was like, this wasn't bad. This was
fine. It was a good performance. All around.
And yeah, and you know, I think my biggest thing at first, I was just like, I wanted it to feel bigger. I don't know. Like,
I was gonna say it didn't feel necessarily as dynamic, as grandiose as some of the other performances in the past.
Right. That was my thing, is I was like, you know, this feels like, you know, like I thought the set was cool. I thought the set was cool. But I was just like, like, could they have made this, like, could they have just thrown this setup at like the Toyota Center? Like, could I just go see this at an arena tour, you know?
Yeah.
And I'm like, I said Toyota Center, which is very specific to
that's
so
very specific.
I was like,
the Toyota Center like, in Houston, Texas.
Yeah, the Toyota Center.
The AT&T Center in San Antonio, Texas. Like, what?
No, like, I just assumed everybody would automatically know. Like, come on. But yeah, I was like, could I just see this at an arena tour? Like, is this something that they could just like move this set around anywhere? And like, I think what's great about the Super Bowl and like the halftime performance is that it's like, this is the biggest stage in the country, in the nation, you know, one of the biggest stages. Yeah,
one of
the
biggest broadcast events in the US at the very least.
Right.
Like,
so I want this to feel like, oh my gosh, like Lady Gaga is dropping from the sky. Like, what is going on? You know? Yeah. And I feel like with this one, I mean, I think the thing is also with rap, it's a genre that is less theatrical.
It's less flashy.
Yes. Yeah. It's very, you know, I think it's always been that way. It's always been more grounded than, say, like pop music and that kind of stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
So that is to be expected. But then, you know, even still, there are people like when they hand it over to Kendrick, you know, they're like, okay, like, even though this isn't necessarily like huge or grand or making, like in terms of scope,
it was a small piece of the puzzle, but he did his thing with it. Kendrick's a showman.
He is. Like he literally, like, when I saw him in Vegas, it was literally like, compared to all the other headliners, his show was amazing. And not just because of what he was doing on stage, it's also because of the way it was shot. Like, the camera they chose to use literally made it look like a movie, and the different angles and, you know, the costumes and all the sorts of things that were coming together to just make it like, wow. So like, I think that really came through on Kendrick's section, because it was just immediately felt so different. And I think he really brought something that was really nice to see. But I don't think anyone else was necessarily bad. I think 50 Cent could have had a little bit more energy. because I watched it a second time and I liked it a lot more the second time I watched it.
Right. I saw a really funny meme about the 50 cents part.
Was it about like how long was he hanging there?
Yeah, well, that and like also the fact that he had the wall behind him, so one half of the stadium legit just didn't see him. Like they had to watch from the TV. Wow. It was like half the stadium got to see him and half the stadium didn't.
What is going on over there?
It's like, what's going on over there?
Oh,
I hear him.
Funny. That is pretty funny.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I mean, what were your thoughts?
I mean, like I kind of have to agree with you. I did expect it to be a little more grandiose, but I mean, it was a really cool performance. Pretty much on the same page. I will say though, remembering how it was when Shakira and Jennifer Lopez did it, I was expecting much more like backlash from it. I haven't seen anything.
Dude, no. Wait, what were you saying?
I haven't seen anything. Like, I mean, obviously I've just been like purposefully tapped out. I didn't care. I didn't want to hear anything, but like, I don't know, some conservative seething was to be expected because, you know, it's black people on stage. You know, when Eminem kneeled, like there was that whole bit, but like,
yeah. And what's really wild to me about that whole thing, and is like, so Kendrick, I don't know how closely you're watching, but I literally noticed this off of first when I was watching it live. When he was performing All Right.
Oh yeah.
And I was like, did he just censor himself on the line where he says he hates police?
Yep. I
was literally watching it and I was like, he literally didn't say it. I was like, whoa. That was wild, but also not wild in terms of, I guess, what I've always been saying about Kendrick in terms of political whatever. Like it's kind of expected, but I think it also just like put so much into perspective for me. I was like, wow.
Yeah.
Like, wow. Especially when you're performing that song.
Yeah.
That became like the Black Lives Matter song at the time.
Yeah. Exactly.
Like it was like huge. And I'm like, okay, that's interesting. And I don't even think that he had to do that. I think that was a personal choice because, whatchamacallit, Dr. Dre, had a line in one of his songs about, how he's still not, you know, rocking with police. And that still was like, he kept that in, like he said it.
Interesting.
And like Eminem, obviously, I guess like whatever, they told him not to kneel. He did it, whatever. All these things are fairly performative, but it's still one of those things that's like, whoa, that's
that was interesting.
odd.
I didn't even think about that, like especially like compared to like Dre's lyric.
Yeah, that's the thing. I was like, maybe they told him not to, because apparently they told Eminem they didn't want him to kneel, and like he did it anyway. So I was just like, dang.
Yeah.
Is that where Kendrick's at right now?
That's a little weird because like, I mean, like, what are they gonna do? Cut him off in the middle of his performance?
No,
they're not gonna do shit. He would just say it and then just like whatever, suffer the consequences after the fact or something. I don't fucking know.
Right, but like, man,
that's crazy.
You like, I don't know, man. I've said what I've said about Pimp a Butterfly, but I don't know how, in my eyes, how well this album is aging for me at this point. Of course, musically, sonically, it's still very tight. In terms of messaging and the potency of that, for me, at this point, debatable. But in terms of the show, one of the other things I really would have liked to see is better camera work. I think that really could have helped the show. And like, I think about what The Weeknd did last year and how he started his show. Maybe it wasn't the start, I don't know. But when he goes into like that, it's like that little like tunnel thing.
The tunnel
all
area.
The lights, and like he's just like, you know, just like going wild, and the camera's just like following him and spinning around him, and like it's like, so
really
dynamic.
Cinematic and dynamic. Yeah.
And like, in this one, like there were moments I could tell they were trying to do certain things that felt cinematic in terms of like there's this one bit whenever it goes right to 50 Cent and Snoop and Dre are like they like point down and the camera like tries to follow them down
Yeah.
To 50 Cent. And I was just like, I see the like what they're trying to do there artistically. I just think it could have actually been done better. And even if that was what they tried to do, you know, I would have liked more moments like that. Even if they didn't go over as well, I would have liked to see more ambition than just like, all right, we're going to do this shot. But then guess what? We're going to do an overhead shot. And it was like, okay, I feel like there's a bit more we could be doing here. Like they have this cool setup with the stairs. I'm like, what if we follow Snoop down the stairs or something like that? Like, what if that's something like, I don't know. But I mean, I think we could have done a little bit more there. But like I said, I think all the performances were good. Besides 50 Cent, I think he could have brought a lot more energy.
Right.
But I think everyone was on their A game. I would have to say, like, I think Kendrick and Mary J. Blige are probably my two favorites.
Yeah.
And of course, you know, she brought the energy and the theatrics. I was like, you fall on the floor, girl.
She did.
Go for it. Like, go for it. And then it was great to see Eminem and Anderson .Paak up there. Like,
yeah.
That made me so happy. When I saw him, I was like, yo, that's my guy. He was so happy. He was so happy. He was showing off. He was showing off those teeth.
He's had such a good run, honestly. Like just the immense amount of attention he's gotten from Silk Sonic.
Yeah.
And just like the Trolls 2 movie. Like, come on.
Oh, yeah.
That's my guy.
I was wondering why. You know, I guess everyone else on the list has a bit more like notoriety, but I was like, I wonder why he's not on here because, you know, he also, you know, like Dre helped him come up.
Yeah.
Like with like all the work he was doing with him on like Oxnard and Malibu, which I mean, arguably, I feel like Oxnard is really what pushed him a level further.
Oh yeah, no, definitely.
Because I mean, he already had like, you know, he was a name after Malibu.
Exactly.
But, you know, after that, I think that's really what pushed him, and
at least more so into the forefront.
Right,
like
and
he
I
became
think
much more
Ventura,
of a household name after that.
Right, after Oxnard and then Ventura, I think just kind of was another just like
and also he was in
victory lap.
Little aside thing, but like he was in the GTA thing with Dr. Dre too.
He was, yeah. Like they're so closely.
That was so cool to play through, by the way. Like that was.
Oh, was it?
So awesome. I did it on stream. It was so fucking fun.
That sounds like it would be pretty fun.
It was.
Like
That's what we got to get Needle and Lens gaming streams going soon. But yeah.
Oh man, a lot of pressure. You know that's a lot of pressure.
That is a lot. But yeah, no, that was he could have been billed on there, but I guess like I mean he wasn't necessarily like performing. I don't fucking know.
Right. I mean, but he was going ham on those drums.
He was, man.
He was going in. And I was just so happy for him. Like I was just smiling like a proud dad.
Proud dad moment.
There you go. There you go, Andy.
There you go.
So that was cool. I would have really though, when I was seeing him up there, I was like, man, Silk Sonic Super Bowl. That could have been cool.
I feel like it's way too soon for that.
You think? I mean,
way too soon.
But the thing is, they're both already household names. Anderson to a lesser degree, but Bruno's already done the Super Bowl.
I guess so. Which is why I again agree that it's too soon. But like, I don't know. I think
I could have done it.
I think one more project and they could do it.
I think they could. I think
it's doable, but also like I don't know. I just think marketing wise, I don't know that would, because if you specifically bill it as Silk Sonic, I don't know how much that's gonna pull versus Bruno.
I can see that. Bruno. I can definitely see that. Which I think has probably also been a part of difficulty with branding for Silk Sonic. Is just like you can't just say Silk Sonic. You have to say, no, it's Bruno Mars and Anderson .Paak. Okay. And it's like, but Silk Sonic's such a cool name.
Exactly. Like that's the thing. Like I don't know if I could think of really any other concrete examples right now, but I feel like duos and groups technically like that as a concept is starting to like die out. Like
You
when you
think?
have
I feel like it's coming back more.
it's coming back, but like marketing wise it doesn't work as much.
Marketing it does get a little difficult. It's like, oh my gosh, like check out this cool duo, Kids See Ghosts, and you're like, I don't care, I don't know who that is. And you're
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
No, it's literally Kanye and Kid Cudi.
Yeah,
and people are like, what?
What?
You know?
Yeah, exactly.
So it's like,
we're never getting another one of those now. But but yeah, I feel like because I think how they are branded on streaming, it's Bruno Mars, Anderson .Paak, Silk Sonic.
Right.
And I think like City Morgue, they're billed as Zillikami and Sosmula on there.
It's I wish people were smarter. I think that's really the only reason we have to do that.
I think so too.
Like,
I think one of the few ones that it's working still is just Run the Jewels, but that's just because like Run the Jewels became like so huge.
Yeah, they became so big, and I think also because they are pretty localized to rap. Like, I wouldn't say like their appeal extends so far out of that, and I feel like people.
I mean, you'd be surprised. Honestly, a lot of the.
I mean, a lot of their songs have gotten big.
Yeah, a lot of the people that I know that don't particularly listen to rap music to know and fuck with Run the Jewels, like.
Right. I just think it's like more so that Killer Mike and LP already had a significantly smaller fan base than like,
Bruno Mars.
Like Bruno Mars and Anderson .Paak.
That's a lot harder to market. And like I was saying, I think because Run the Jewels became such like a much bigger thing than
and I think it's
necessarily
also because
either of the two of them.
That Run the Jewels is a lot of people's first and maybe only entry point to Killer Mike and LP.
Right.
So it's like, oh, I only know them because I've listened to Run the Jewels. I maybe didn't know them prior or have even gone to listen to either their respective solo work, but I know Run the Jewels.
Yeah.
So
no, that makes sense.
But I don't know. I don't know who I would like to see for next year.
That's what I'm thinking. Like, obviously,
like I said, Silk Sonic would be cool, but I think they will probably have come and gone at that point.
Yeah. I'm just
would an Adele Super Bowl show be weird?
I don't know. Has she ever done the Super Bowl?
I don't think she has, which is kind of, you would have thought maybe she would because she's so huge.
The NFL have denied making an official offer to Adele to perform the Super Bowl halftime.
Oh, wow.
The low singer claimed she turned down an offer to play the slot in 2017.
She told the crowd, first of all, I'm not doing the Super Bowl.
Yeah, I was going to say, I feel like that's not her speed and wouldn't necessarily work as well.
I don't
know. Something about
she said, I mean, come on, that show is not about music, and I don't really. She said I can't dance or do anything like that. They're very kind, and they did ask me, but I said no.
We'll just do that one song where they mixed it with Megan. I forgot.
Oh my gosh, and that does make sense because the Super Bowl is such a theatrical sort of thing, and Adele, like her shows and her performances are very like
low key.
Here's me.
Yeah,
I'm singing. You don't need anything more.
Yeah,
and I mean she's not wrong. You really don't need anything more. But I can see why maybe the Super Bowl wouldn't really work for her. But I don't know who I want.
Yeah, because like I mean,
level.
I guess it would also depend on like.
I don't think we're that far off from a Drake Super Bowl.
Oh God!
If we can get this,
we're definitely not far off, but I don't want that.
I kind of want it. I kind of want to.
You want it?
I kind of want to see what that would be. That could be a good show, dude.
It could be cool, but like
Drake playing all of his hits. Come on.
But
if
who's
he brings out Lil Wayne and Nicki, come on.
Okay, that Now we're talking.
Hey,
We're talking.
Come on. That's a show. That's a show.
Now we're talking. Now you're getting somewhere with that.
I mean,
I gotta check Spotify. Let me see who else it could.
The only thing is, though, it's like, and I was thinking about this with rap, is like, it almost, like, rap at the Super Bowl is one of those things where it almost doesn't fit, only because you literally have to censor yourself so much. You know?
And also just the fact that it's a very predominantly white conservative audience, but yeah.
Right. But none of the performers care about that. We at home.
I'm saying like the network.
Yeah. Of course.
The network cares about that shit.
But also, it's like now you've got Jay-Z pulling the strings at the NFL. So it's like stuff like that probably helps get Super Bowl performances like this year's.
Exactly.
Makes that a little easier.
Helps, break the door down a little bit more, I suppose.
Right. I'm pulling for a Drake, for a Young Money reunion.
I'd be down
Super Bowl.
That I would be down with.
That would be a good time. I don't really know who else. I'm surprised like Justin Bieber's never done the Super Bowl.
Yeah, that's odd to me. I mean, like I feel like
would have happened.
The logical next step would be a Travis Scott performance, but obviously
I was gonna say that does.
Now that's not gonna happen, most likely.
That's a bit more of a problematic decision, and I feel like would probably step on a lot of toes. So
yeah, exactly.
They're definitely gonna want to avoid something like that.
Well, I mean, I guess like kind of related in a sense, but like a Billie Eilish one wouldn't be too far out of the question.
I could see that. I could definitely see that.
That wouldn't be too far. Like that wouldn't be too unrealistic, I guess.
And the day we get Lil Nas X on that stage.
That's the day. I'm ready. I'm ready for the seething that's gonna come out of that one.
Oh god. I don't know that it would ever happen.
Oh, it's never gonna happen.
Think it would ever happen.
Never gonna happen.
But that would be so good.
That would be
so good.
Be
Doja? Is Doja there yet?
Oh, she's there to be a secondary. Like not top build, but she's there.
Right.
Like she could be like second, third build. Definitely not like the first build, but I mean she's fucking insanely huge.
Yeah. Like, and as long as we're doing our throwback rap things, which is what they decided to do this year.
Yeah.
Give me Outkast reunion at Super Bowl. I don't care.
Yep.
We're not getting an album.
Absolutely.
We're not ever getting new music. Sure, go for it.
Fuck it. Yeah, just do it. Have you seen that video? Oh my god. All right. Detour quickly, but have you seen that video of, I'm pretty sure he's trolling, but it's like it's like, oh, artists who made one hit and then fell off, part whatever, and then he does fucking Hey Ya by Outkast, and I'm like,
oh my god.
Cut the camera.
That he has to be trolling.
It's got to be trolling. I feel like it has to be trolling.
But speaking of like, that would be so dope if they did a Super Bowl full of one-hit wonders. They just got like all the one-hit wonders. Super Bowl. And you're like, all right, somebody get Gautier on the phone. Like, it's time. It's time. Somebody get the
Honestly,
guy
you could make a killer show with that. Of just like people who have one hit. Like,
that could
you can make a killer show because usually some of those one-hit wonders, that one hit, since like you were saying, Gautier,
it goes.
That's enough. That's a whole career's worth of music right there. Somebody that I used to know, that's better than most artists' whole career.
It is. It's one of the best hits of the 2010s.
Exactly.
Was that even the 2010s? Was it?
I don't even. That feels like, yeah, it had to be. I have Spotify open for fact checking.
Probably early 2010, maybe like
2011. 2011.
Oh, I knew it. I knew it.
Good job.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's stuck. That's enough for a whole career. Honestly, I'd do it.
That's
we're gonna curate the one hit wonder Super Bowl performance, and we'll get back to y'all with that.
That's
to kind of take a little bit of a detour, but still somewhat related. After the Super Bowl, we got some more news. Folks, we're back with Kendrick Watch, TMCR. Kendrick's coming. We're getting Kendrick.
I feel like this whole podcast is just Kendrick Watch.
Kendrick Watch. We're going to just change the name to the Kendrick Watch podcast.
Like every week we're like, Kendrick is coming.
Kendrick
coming, y'all.
is coming.
But
Kendrick Watch is back, folks. June, I know
after
that's
a 2-week hiatus.
June 22nd, 23rd, 2022. I forgot this is European.
Yeah. You were like, what month is that?
There's no 23rd month. Ugh. Gross.
Oh my God.
But yeah, in June, he's going to be performing, quote, pieces of the new album at the Milan Summer Festival. So he's going to be back in Italy. So listen, if you want to hear this album, you're going to have to work for it.
You're going to have to go to Italy.
Yeah, exactly.
He does not want us to hear this music. He's literally leaving
no broke
the country.
boys allowed. Or I guess if you're an Italian Kendrick fan, I mean, good for you. You get to, it's a lot more doable for you. But yeah, you gotta put in some work.
I'm ready. I'm ready to go.
I'm ready to go, man.
Netherlands goes to Italy. Let's
fuck it. June 23rd. Ah, that's the Denzel tour. That's around about the Denzel tour.
Oh yeah, what date is that?
I think we're going on the 25th? Question mark. Netherlands is I will say, Netherlands is very happy to be going back to concerts.
Netherlands is happy to go, and we have been going to concerts. That was our
like second concert this year.
Yeah. No.
You've been to a couple more. That was our second. No, we saw Peggy.
I haven't been. That was last year. Yeah.
That was last year? No, it wasn't. That was.
Yeah.
Oh my God. I can't even.
Yeah, that was like the end of that was definitely last year.
Oh, I guess that makes sense then, huh?
Yeah. I mean, I've been to a few shows.
Yeah.
And
I got a couple lined up. Yeah, June 25th. We're going. So if y'all want to see us or say hi, whatever. But yeah, I mean, we'll be on a flight back from Italy on the 24th. We'll be seeing Denzel on the 25th.
I just need a 1-day pass. Like I just need
honestly,
a 1-day pass.
I want to hear the snippets from the album. And everyone was like,
literally,
he's gonna drop a single from before the Super Bowl and then he's gonna perform it. Clowns, all right.
Hey, we were saying this.
We were saying that too. Still, clowns.
We're clowns.
We're clowns.
We are the clowns in question.
Yes.
But
Kendrick Watch, TMCR in full effect. We're gonna be monitoring everything, and not really, but still, we have a more tentative release window of probably July.
It's so interesting. I'm very hyped and I love the Kendrick Watch thing and getting excited over it and whatever. Yeah. But I think at this point I get very comfortable because it's like, okay, it's been 5 years. At this point there's very little I'm excited for it. But it's like I don't get let down anymore. When it's like, oh, is he gonna do something? Is he gonna drop for a Super Bowl? He didn't? Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah.
I mean, I've been waiting 5 years. At this point, I'm like, okay, I'm just going to keep going on with my life. It's another day in the 5 years that I've waited for a new album. So this is normal now.
I think that's honestly the best way to be going about it. Cause to be hyped, to be excited about potential things, but also when you get disappointed, it's just like, oh, whatever.
I mean, yeah, but is it gonna be as exciting as when you're anticipating something and that it's just around the corner?
I mean, this is now. At this point,
I can't even say that I'm hyped because it's just around the corner because I thought it was just around the corner in 2020. I thought it was just around the corner in 2021. Now it's 2022. It could be around any corner. Not this next
really
one.
Could
I don't even know, but it's not the same way I'm excited. Where it's I know that Tyler drops albums every 2 years consistently.
Exactly.
So once we get close to next year and we start hitting April, May, I'm gonna get excited because I know any day now, oh my gosh, it's really gonna happen. And then when it does happen, I'm like, yes.
Yes. It's
With
like
Kendrick,
that.
like when I finally get the notification, I'm gonna be like, oh, dope. That's cool. I mean, like, I don't like it's not gonna I'm gonna be excited, of course.
I don't know. I think once these snippets drop, I think we're gonna get a lot more, like the hype train's really gonna get going.
Mm.
And I feel like if we don't get it within 2 months after that,
I think
TDE's marketing team's fucking dumb.
Yeah. You know,
That's
and
all I
think
have to say.
once the album rollout starts, that's when I'll get really hyped. You know, when we get the heart, when we get the next heart part 5, that's when I'm gonna be like, it's time. It's time.
It's time.
But it's like, you know, at this point he just kind of teases and it's kind of frustrating. You know, he like teased us in 2020, which like, sure, fine. You didn't want to drop an album. We're in a pandemic, whatever. But you literally like announced PG Lang and then you dipped, right? Yeah. Then 2021, you didn't really do anything. You dropped a couple features. Then you had the whole website thing being like, it's coming soon. It's coming soon. And so we're like, oh my God.
Yeah, and wasn't there a whole bit about like, oh, there's a countdown on it and it's this date, or was that on the later one? I don't even remember.
I've never heard that.
All the Kendrick Watch is just a blur.
There's a lot of Kendrick Watch. But I'm just like, you know, you've hyped me up too many times now. You know what?
Yeah.
And you know, it's the boy who cried wolf, you know. And the next time you post a website and say that the album's coming soon, I am not gonna believe you.
He's a liar.
That'll show him.
It'll show him that Noah from Needle in the Lens does not believe you.
I don't believe you.
I don't believe you, silly man. I don't believe you. No. Waggy finger. That'll be the, oh shit, I need a drop now.
Yeah, he'll be like, oh, Noah's not interested anymore? Drop the album. Drop it.
God damn.
Yeah.
But yeah, we're gonna we'll get it.
We'll wait and see what happens. I think we could possibly get a single before this festival, and then
I think this is the album. I really do truly believe that this will be the first we actually
anytime hear of anything. Wow.
Yeah, I think right after this festival, he drops Heart Part 5.
I just feel like it might be before, because I feel like I don't know. Like I can see him doing. It seems weird for him to perform pieces of the album, so it's not just one song. It's like multiple parts of the album he would be showcasing. To what extent, we don't even know. But I'm like, if you're going to showcase multiple parts of the album, I feel like maybe you would want to have a little taster out there, you know, already to kind of, you know.
I guess that makes sense, because also it really does suck when you perform a song and no one knows the lyrics. So like the crowd's just like, yeah, this is cool. I don't know what the fuck you're saying, but all right, yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know. We'll see. Either way, I won't fucking be there. So have fun, Italians.
Good luck. Good luck, Italians.
Literally is just like Kendrick literally was just like, let me leave and go perform this album for white people.
We'll go to Olive Garden. You don't think they have black people in Italy?
They have a few, I'm sure.
I feel like when was the last time we talked about black people in European countries? I think we were talking about Sweden.
We definitely did talk about this.
Sweden,
we looked up the exact statistics of the percentage of black people in.
Oh, hey, look. Perspective. Previous search: black population in Norway 2020.
Yeah.
Thanks, browser. In Italy. Let's find out. Whoa. 35%?
What?
Oh, as proportion of immigrants to Italy from Africa is 30. I don't know how to read these stats, man. I'm not a stats guy. What the fuck? I don't know how to read these things. But yeah, we'll go to Olive Garden and then we'll listen to the snippets after.
Sure. That'll be the same experience.
It is the same experience.
I'll get my unlimited whatever it is that they have there.
The unlimited soup salad breadsticks. That one. Are they still doing that?
I don't know. Literally, the last time I went to Olive Garden was, I think, when we went.
Oh damn!
Which was like,
I'm kind of ashamed at how often I go to Olive Garden.
Really?
It's just kind of one of those things that like you can go to that it's not too uppity, but I'll bring my friends there. I'll bring my friends there, you know? Yeah. And my friends are all trashy, and I hate all of you, by the way, if you're listening to this.
Wow.
But I'm just kidding. But I'll bring my friends there. Like my friends that I can't take anywhere, I'll bring them to Olive Garden.
Okay. You're like, we can't actually go somewhere nice.
We're not gonna go to Maggiano's. We're not gonna go to like Carrabba's. Well, I guess Carrabba's isn't that nice.
Carrabba's is about the same. I would place it a little bit higher than.
It's a little bit higher just solely because it's more expensive. But like, yeah, I'm not gonna take the boys to Maggiano's.
Also, I feel like Carrabba's is like, I like the atmosphere there. Like, it's dark.
Really? Yeah, I guess. I don't know.
I love a good.
It's been a while since I've been there.
That's
Maggiano's, specific Maggiano's. All right. Look, if y'all want to go on Kevin from Needle and Lens Watch, Maggiano's. Catch me at your local Maggiano's. I'll be there.
Y'all heard it here first.
Exactly. Not really. Honestly, if we ever did a Needle and Lens tour, like I feel like we got to figure out how YouTubers do tours, like how we do that.
That's legit.
All I know is I'm going to every Maggiano's.
You can do a meet and greet at
Maggiano's.
At a Maggiano's.
I don't think they would let me. They'd be like, "Who the fuck are you?" I was like, don't worry, I'm Italian. Don't worry.
You could if you had money to like rent out, restaurant for the night or something. Because hypothetically, you have that much money if you're doing a meet and greet.
That makes sense. I guess.
But I mean, hey, who knows? But if we ever do go overseas and talk to our fans overseas, because apparently we do have.
Oh yeah, we do. We talked about that a couple episodes ago. We got fans all over the world. I think we do have. I think we discussed we have some on every continent, which is dope
for us. Exactly. But yeah, if we ever find ourselves in Italy, we'll do a meet and greet at the closest Maggiano or Olive Garden.
Do they have Maggiano's in Italy?
No, that's the joke.
It's the joke like, oh, do they have Outbacks in Australia? Which I think they do.
I feel like they could.
I think they do.
I didn't really feel like they could.
Now I want to know. I think they do because I feel like when I worked there, like we memed about it and I looked it up and they did.
Wow.
But I don't know if they would have a Maggiano's in Italy.
No, they definitely wouldn't. It doesn't travel that far, I feel like. But yeah.
Italy. I mean, now I gotta look it up.
You gotta look it up.
Oh, it just says come home to Italy. All right. Yeah, no, that's not helping. All right. Yeah, that's not gonna help me. Well, I'll find out off podcast, and I don't know, maybe I'll throw a little blurb up there in the YouTube video. I probably won't. But Kendrick, we better get that album this year, I guess. Or not. I don't know.
Who cares?
But Kendrick Watch is in full effect. We're here.
From now until June.
From now until June, and then we'll fucking see what happens. Moving on. Last bit of news we have of the night. Doctor Strange 2 trailer dropped. And it looks insane. We're not going to do...
bonkers.
Yeah, it does. There's a lot to unpack there.
There's so much to unpack there.
There's so much. I don't even know where to start.
Literally cannot even unpack it all.
Yeah, I don't even know where to start. I guess the first one, everyone's talking about Patrick Stewart's going to be in the fucking movie as Charles Xavier. Mostly. I mean, I guess we can't say that for sure.
Everyone keeps saying that. You don't know that. You don't know that.
Come on. Oh, come on.
I mean, probably most likely, yes. But here's the thing. We can't just assume things, right?
I guess.
We assumed Evan Peters was X-Men Quicksilver, and he was a boner joke,
Yeah, boner.
So
yeah, that was a rough one. But I mean,
my thing is they probably can't do that twice. Like I feel like they have to know better than to do that twice.
Exactly, and like they opened the door for it now, so like they're actually gonna do it. Like that was a debate, but now it's like, okay, well, now we're for real this time. And like all the cards are lining up in the favor that it's Charles Xavier, because like the Illuminati and blah 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 and all that. And that, I mean, we only got a vocal reveal. It was not we did not see him. It was vocal. It was like the Mahershala Ali.
I feel like is very intentional.
It is intentional, but
and also, why did they show us that in the trailer?
It's
why are we seeing that in the trailer? Because that feels like an Andrew Garfield, Tobey Maguire level reveal. You know?
I don't know, man. I think
they're throwing us for a loop. And somehow, I don't know exactly how, but they're throwing us for a loop somehow. Because there's no way they're just going to show us exactly what we think it is.
Well, that's why they're not showing it. That's why they're not showing it.
But they basically did.
You can hear it. I don't know. I think
so. It's like I have a feeling it's not. It is Patrick Stewart without a doubt.
Yeah.
Is it Patrick Stewart as Charles Xavier? Possibly.
Probably.
Is it going to be the exact Charles Xavier that we know from the Sony X-Men movies?
Fox. Highly unlikely.
Whatever. Fox. Yeah. No.
Highly unlikely. Because here's the thing. One, Doctor Strange is not nearly as much of a household name as Spider-Man.
But they have Wanda now.
They do have Wanda, but still,
people are gonna go in for Wanda.
Listen, Spider-Man is the most popular superhero. Period. Probably.
This is true.
Next to I would still say even over Batman. He is the most popular superhero. Period. What, you think Batman's gonna sell like No Way Home did? No.
I don't know that it'll sell, but here's the thing. No Way Home also had the hype of there's going to be 3 Spider-Man and oh my God.
But that's my point. They didn't have to reveal anything.
But people knew.
Butts are going to be in seats because it's Spider-Man.
Batman doesn't need that though. Batman just gets that because he's Batman.
I don't know. I feel like
did
I'm a little nervous
Homecoming and Far From Home didn't like garner the same type of.
They sold pretty well though.
They did, but not, third, what is it, number 3 now?
Yeah. Anyway, I will say aside, I am a little nervous if the Batman's going to do well in the box office. But
it's going to do fine.
It's going to do fine, but is it going to do well?
Yeah. Yes.
Is it going to do fantastic?
I will put money on it right now. That's going to do fantastic.
All right.
Unless it, for some reason, gets like really bad reviews.
That's it. Yeah.
This movie is going to do very well. And I do every night when I go to sleep have a nightmare about this movie getting bad reviews. Like I just
nightmare.
Yeah.
That invested.
I just wake up and but
listen, I know we're talking about superhero movies on a podcast.
Yeah.
What a fucking nerd. What the fuck?
I don't actually have nightmares. This is obviously a joke.
Okay. I don't know, man. You
thought I actually had nightmares every night?
Okay, not every night, but I feel like you might have maybe at one point had it or some shit. I don't fucking know.
No.
You never cease to surprise me. So some shit like that could have happened.
People on their toes. But no, I don't. It is though something that I am
worried about
just because sometimes some things are too good to be true,
Yeah.
And this feels like Robert Pattinson Batman, like Zoe Kravitz Catwoman. Like, is this real? Like, is this something that I can actually have and like enjoy?
No.
Exactly.
No,
and like a phenomenal supporting cast and a great director, like who has like not made a bad movie, like, and arguably all of the movies he's made have been great. Like,
also to Robert Pattinson's thing, I've been thinking about this one like very specific like trope in like movies that I'm noticing, and it's the like trashy pop culture movie actor to indie darling pipeline that like we're seeing. Like obviously Robert Pattinson went from Twilight to
everything
now. Yeah.
Yeah.
Obviously like we had that Shia LaBeouf renaissance, like when he went from
Oh,
Transformers, which was the trashy one. Well, obviously I know he did stuff
Right.
before that, but that was like the big fucking thing they did. And then he became an indie darling.
Right.
And then, I mean, Andrew Garfield's kind of going through that a bit right now.
A bit.
Which, like,
Arguably,
I
though,
wouldn't
he was
call-
already doing like Social Network with David Fincher. You know, like-
Yeah, of course. But like he's having a renaissance, you know? And I think
No, he
that's
definitely
that.
is.
That's that sort of pipeline that I'm looking at. I'm really wondering who's gonna do it next, but that's an aside.
Yeah, no, I mean the same thing with Kristen Stewart. You know.
Yeah, exactly.
both
Because
of
she was in
them.
Spencer, yeah. That is which
and I mean
good for
she's
both
kind
of
of
them. I'm
she's
actually,
been beefing up her indie resume for the past however many years. Like she's been doing great. Like her and Rob both have just been.
No,
like,
I'm
killing it.
so happy for both of them, honestly. Like when like the whole shit with Spencer was coming out, and like it was obviously like Robert Pattinson was getting rave reviews for his performance in Lighthouse, and like just good for both of them.
Yeah,
that's great.
they're
They escaped.
killing it.
They escaped.
They did. They
Which
got
is
out.
the thing.
And
Like
now,
sometimes, like when you're in a trashy movie, you can never escape that.
right, and that just kind of becomes like who you are. You know, I think that's what happened to Shailene Woodley. She got stuck. You know.
Yeah.
She really got stuck. Divergent did a number on her, but
yeah. R.I.P.
Yeah. And hey, but I just saw she's not engaged anymore to Aaron Rodgers, so dodged a bullet there. But why were you in that relationship for so long? Anyway, but yeah, no, I do think the Batman will do well, even if it does get bad reviews. I think it'll still do pretty well.
Yeah, it'll probably still do
like
fine.
I feel like Batman vs Superman. I don't remember the box office numbers, but I feel like it probably was still like pretty good.
Yeah, I guess.
But
I just hope it's well received at least. But back to Doctor Strange, yes.
What we were originally talking about.
Yeah, exactly. Wow, what a detour.
Huge
what a mess
detour.
this episode's been. Yeah. So there's Patrick Stewart. One thing a lot of people are talking about is, are we getting Tom Cruise's Iron Man in this? There's a still that looks like it could be him. Some people are saying it's Monica Rambeau. Some people are saying it's Maria Rambeau. I don't fucking know. I don't fucking know.
I don't know. You know, I'm not in that space. I stay away from.
That's not even like in the theory space. Just like that's just in the Twitterverse. Like people are just talking about that in the Twitterverse. Like for me, Maria Rambeau was trending yesterday because
I missed that
because that was going on. Because people were looking at us, so like, oh.
See, I can never be the. Very rarely have I been the frame by frame. You know.
Okay, not
guy.
Frame by frame, but like people like can see that shot and like.
Yeah.
Listen, I don't know who the fuck it's gonna be.
I've seen people were like pausing, enhance, zoom in. What is this? Like yo.
Like down to the pixel and shit.
Y'all have a lot of time that I do not have.
Yeah, it's crazy, but this is looking very insane. I mean, it looks so cool. I can't wait to see it. What is it? May?
It looks amazing.
May, right?
Yeah, May.
Honestly, like this is probably going to be the one that I go see in IMAX. Like I already talked about it with my buddies.
Oh, this is definitely. Do you have not to detour again? Did you already get Batman tickets?
No, I didn't. I saw there was that IMAX early screening. I know I fucked up so bad. There's that IMAX early screening, and the only ones are like the very front. And I'm like, I'm not doing that.
Yeah, I missed the IMAX early screening too, but I did get Thursday IMAX.
Yeah, I honestly like I've been so out of it. I'm also broke, so you know that's that.
Yeah.
Twitch.tv/FlipTV Live if y'all want to throw donuts my way. By the way,
boom.
But I guess one thing that I wanted to discuss, because I was thinking about this, how with Marvel, obviously right before this we got the fucking crazy roller coaster, and that's a very specific choice of words. That was No Way Home, right?
Okay.
You know, bringing in the old Spider-Man back, the old villains,
Right.
you know, it's this crazy event.
Okay.
And then right after that, we're going into Doctor Strange, and it's this crazy event. We're bringing in so many people, you know, like the potential of all the Fox X-Men coming in. Fucking people are talking about Tom Cruise. Like, what the fuck? Like, Tom fucking Cruise? Like, this is an insane event.
Right.
And it's, in a way, like, I'm excited, but I'm starting to get a little worried. Not gonna lie.
Yeah.
And the reason why is because I don't want Marvel to feel like they need to one-up themselves every single time.
Yeah.
Like with every release, it doesn't have to be like, okay, we got to do better than the last one. It's got to be bigger. Because when you have smaller stories or more grounded stories, like that's not going to work. And I don't want those to be specifically relegated to TV only as well. Like that's the nightmare. But like, I don't want them to be like, oh, well, I mean, like, we're not going to sell as much tickets on this movie because it's not a big, grandiose event thing.
Right. And, you know,
so we need to throw some shit in to make it crazy. And it, you know, it gives a little bit of validity. And obviously, we've talked about this a lot of times. Every fucking, you know, like artsy fartsy director that, you know, does an interview promoting their movie, some fucking dipshit interviewer has to ask them about what they think about Marvel movies, and they have to say something because, like, whatever, no one fucking cares. Like, stop asking people that. Let them both happen, right? Like, two things can coexist. But I mean, it gives some validity to some of the stuff that they've said. Like, I want to say it was Scorsese who compared them to theme parks specifically, right?
Right. I think it was Scorsese.
Yeah, it was Scorsese. And like, I mean, every movie then has to be an event where you're sacrificing plot and story elements just to get, big reveal event thing.
Right.
Right. And listen, I love being in the middle of this. Yeah. Because seeing like the Marvel fans versus film bros discourse online is so funny. It's so fucking funny because like they're just going back and forth, and it's like film bros are so fucking pretentious, and some Marvel fans are kind of fucking stupid, not gonna lie. But
no, I think it's really interesting because, like, you know, the type of thing you're talking about, like, I think Marvel, in terms of having to one up themselves or make every movie seem like a huge event, like it seems like that's kind of like, in terms of people expecting that going forward, like they're kind of fostering that attitude now. And like,
when you have these two back to back, and we even talked about this, that some of the, you know, more desirable aspects of the first two Spider-Man movies were lost in No Way Home at the expense of big reveal, you know, big event movie.
Right.
Because like the more grounded aspects of one where he's a high school kid, like a lot of those were sacrificed to make this a big event movie.
For sure.
So are we going to lose that in, like, you know, Ant-Man and the Wasp, Quantumania? They're probably going to try to go really big with that one too.
Oh, of course. I mean, they've got Kang, you know, they have to.
Exactly. That's supposed to be their next big bad. So they're going to go big with that. Whereas, you know, Ant-Man has, you know, in his movies felt aside from the other ones, and felt obviously like it's a superhero movie. How grounded can you be? But like being aside from like the greater Avengers level shit, that being there, you know, aside from it, made had its own charm in a sense.
Right. And I do think that Marvel is probably going to lose that a bit going forward, and it seems like that kind of smaller stuff they will just kind of I almost said banish. I'll just say they kind of relegate that to TV. They're like, this is where you're going to be. Like, you can't necessarily dominate a big screen, which is how we get stuff like WandaVision.
Yeah, which is cool.
Which is cool, right. It's how we get something like Moon Knight, you know. But I do think it does kind of, they set themselves up in a weird position a bit when they want to, you know, do a movie like Blade in the near future, right?
Yeah.
Where it's like they don't necessarily have any characters that they can like throw together with Blade at the moment that are like huge tentpole characters.
Yeah.
So when that comes, and I mean, obviously Blade did have like, you know, a certain degree of popularity a while ago, but I wouldn't say that that's necessarily like maintained to now, nor is Mahershala Ali like, he's a name, but he's not a movie
He's not
star
like
or
a,
like,
yeah, he's not a superstar.
right. So I think then it's kind
Fantastic,
of like, okay, you put that there, and then now, like, are people going to go see that if it's not something that feels like Multiverse of Madness or feels like No
Yeah.
Way Home that's like going to shake the fabric of the MCU as we know it, you know? And like, I mean, even with the slate for this year, I think, you know, we got Multiverse of Madness. We have Thor, which is also like, okay, what we're bringing back Natalie Portman. We're bringing, we got Chris Pratt in this one too. You know,
Oh
like
yeah.
we're
It's
kind
like
of,
it's a fairly big scope. It's not anything
yeah,
like these two, but it is
right,
still a fairly big scope in
exactly.
comparison.
Um, and yeah, especially just like in comparison of even, I guess, the last, even Ragnarok, which obviously does have Hulk in it, but I guess it didn't feel
It didn't feel like it was the like, oh,
it.
everyone's back in
Yeah,
to put
right.
in
But I
Smash
feel
Bros
like
speak, but like yeah.
that's kind of how Marvel is advertising things right now. And then when you have something like what I think could possibly be like a breath of fresh air in that respect is like, you know, Black Panther 2,
Yeah.
where, you know, from what it seems like so far, obviously I think there are a few characters they could potentially try to introduce. Um, like obviously people speculated Storm.
Yeah.
Like people
Namor.
speculated. Yeah, I was gonna say Namor, but it's like even these characters are, you know, Storm's big, you know,
Yeah, no, of
but
course.
you know, I don't know if that's something that people are like. It's gonna just absolutely like break the internet or something, you
Yeah.
know.
And I mean,
Especially if they already set that up in Doctor Strange. It's like, okay, well,
yeah.
you
It's like,
know,
oh well, yeah, the X-Men are here now. We
yeah.
know
So
that.
and that's what I liked about Black Panther is I feel like a lot of the story is very kind of localized to Wakanda
Mhm.
and like their issues, and it felt very like they literally shut themselves off from the rest of the world. They were like, we
Yeah.
are not dealing with y'all.
Yeah,
Um,
exactly. Like there was in that movie there was still some connection, but
right.
it like you said, it feels very localized. And I think like similar thing with Shang-Chi too, like that
Yeah,
was very localized, like you
for
mentioned.
sure.
But now going forward, how are those movies gonna stand in the face of these big event movies that are must see movies for I mean, even people who haven't given a shit about the MCU, people who haven't watched the MCU Spider-Man movies were going to see No Way Home because they wanted to
Right.
see Toby or Andrew again. And, you know, people are probably gonna go see, you know, Multiverse of Madness because they love the X-Men movies and maybe haven't watched the MCU movies, but they loved
Right.
X-Men. So they want to go see the X-Men come back because that's what everyone's speculating about and shit like that. How are those movies? How are we going to do a Captain America 4? How is he going to fucking stand in
God.
this?
Yeah,
How
and
is
I
that
think
going to
that's
work?
maybe why they had to get movies like Eternals and Shang-Chi like
Out of the
out
way.
of the way now because they're like we cannot release that movie after No Way Home
We
and
can't
Multiverse of
release
Madness
movies
and
that don't
like
even have name recognition.
right. It's like oh you just saw No Way Home, you just saw Multiverse of Madness. Before we give you Thor, though, here's Shang-Chi. You don't know
And
him,
then people are like, who?
but they're like this feels like we just like you know.
Yeah.
And I mean, of course, in a perfect world, like you know, everyone would be excited to go see a new Marvel hero just because it's Marvel, but like
Yeah.
it doesn't always work that way. So
Exactly.
I don't know. They're conditioning the audience to expect something, and
I think if we
I
would have gotten Multiverse of Madness later in the year, like I think put them on like the same time of the year, because we got No Way Home in December. If we would have got Multiverse of Madness in December, get some like smaller things in between, that would have been a lot better conditioning to expect like, okay, we're gonna get one big event film a year,
right,
rather than back to back.
and I think it's I guess it is a little like not sad, but maybe a bit disheartening. Like I don't necessarily want the MCU to become just like we fan service. Like that's what we do.
Yeah,
we just
fan service RS.
just throw a bunch of characters on screen. It's like some of my favorite MCU movies are like the ones that are just like the solo movies, and I mean,
Yeah.
like you've got your Black Panthers, you've got your even like the Winter Soldier, which I guess it brings in other characters, but it still didn't feel like it was trying to like
do too much.
Sure. And like I think that story is very like not contained, because I mean it still ended with literally crumbling shield, but something about it didn't feel so
big.
Yeah,
it wasn't an Avengers level threat. Like that's not.
And I don't need every movie to have that threat.
Yeah, exactly. Like
Yeah,
just be some bad dudes sometimes.
They can just be some bad guys. They can just be
Exactly.
Nazis, and they can be bad, and we can fight them, and that's
Exactly.
cool. I don't need all of that all the time.
Yeah.
So
which I'm just worried that going forward they're gonna try to do more, because listen, let's be honest, those movies make them a shit ton of money. So while they're expensive to make, they take a long time to make. If they literally wanted to just do those types of movies, they could save a shit ton of money not making other movies. Just putting them out every now and then. And then, you can make TV shows. TV shows are cheaper to make.
Yeah.
So you just put the other stories on TV, and then you just have your big ass movies.
And if that's the direction we're going, then it's,
I will be very upset.
It would be upsetting, but it's just kind of like, maybe like Marvel really has such a strong hand in dictating cinema and like the theater going experience, because their movies are what so many people go to the movies in the first place for. Like people will be like, I haven't been to the movies since I don't know how long, but there's a new Marvel movie out, so I'm going to go to the movie theater. So it's like when they kind of do that, like they're not just conditioning people for what they expect from their movies, they're conditioning people for what they expect from a theater going experience in general. And they're like, if I'm not having this earth shattering experience when I go to the movie theater, like why am I going? Whereas, before, people didn't necessarily expect that when we had those sort of like mid-budget movies that we don't necessarily get all that much of anymore.
Yeah.
So it's just like, I mean, that's just what it becomes. We have the big blockbusters, and then we have the like art house movies that only show at like small theaters that are dying. And it's like, whatever. I guess this is just the state of things right now. And I love those movies, and I love Marvel movies, and like, it's upsetting, but it's the reality.
Because like you're saying, it is putting a lot more conditioning on the other movies, because obviously we see like Steven Spielberg's movie did not perform nearly as well. Like we're in the reality where just because it has the Marvel logo on it, it's gonna sell well. And I think we're still in that position right now. And I think we really won't see the ramifications of what No Way Home and Multiverse of Madness have done to Marvel. I think we won't see that for maybe another year or so, because obviously they have these movies that they're already putting out.
Right.
I think post that, they'll see like, okay, if sales start to dwindle for some of those smaller ones, maybe we'll just relegate those to TV.
Right.
We won't see for another year or so.
Because it's going to be like, we can't take that risk, maybe. We don't want to take that risk.
Yeah, exactly. But like, obviously, like in the pandemic period, people are a lot more cautious going to the movies. So if they want to go see something, that's got to be something worth their while. So they're not gonna. I mean, they're not like everyone. Like everyone else is not gonna take their time out to go see, you know, like just some random Joe Schmo art house movie like maybe they would have before, you know?
Yeah.
They'll just like, oh, well, you know, I don't know if I'm going to like it. I'll just wait till it's on streaming or whatever.
I mean, yeah. I mean, there was a time where people would probably, like, people would be like, I'm just going to go to the movies and see
Yeah, I just want to go to the movies.
Go watch a movie.
You know, all my friends have the day off this day. Let's go hang out.
Right.
Let's just go to the movies. Like, yeah, like, I mean, shit, I probably could have convinced a lot more people to just go to shit, you know, before the pandemic time. But now it's like, oh, well, it's, you know, it's a fucking Olympic sport to be out in public.
Yeah.
You know, it's got to be worth my while.
And movie tickets price going up, and
yep.
You know, it's just a number of things, and
it's a game now.
Whoa, it's a wild world we live in, and movies matter very little in the grand scheme of things. But that's the podcast that we have. Yeah. But here we are.
Doomer attitude's a bit at the end, but fingers crossed. Let's hope that things are fine still, both with Marvel and with movies in general. Obviously, yeah.
We just came here to talk about Doctor Strange.
Yeah.
This has been the Detour Podcast today.
The Detour Podcast. Let's go ahead and detour to talk about what we enjoyed this week. I guess I'll go first because I don't know. I feel like it, right?
Okay, sure.
Let's see. I will start with music. Honestly, I don't know, man. I wasn't feeling too much music this week.
Yeah.
Is this new Pusha T single, Diet Coke? I was feeling that, obviously.
From this week?
It was from last week, but it was after the episode dropped. Gotcha. I'm counting it. Okay. That was dope. Good to have Pusha T back. And excited for what more he's gonna come out with. This Ravina project, Ashes Awakening, was pretty cool too. Had some pretty nice tracks on it that I enjoyed. Wow. Oh, the Jasmine Sullivan Deluxe, Hotels Motels, the Deluxe. All so good to go back to this, and then just a lot of the new tracks are just so good. Tragic. Yes. Love it. New Silk Sonic track, Love's Train. Nice little Valentine's joint. Yeah. Good to see. And the Vince Staples track Magic was pretty cool too. I don't know if this is like the first preview of Ramona Park. It is. So
album coming in April.
Let's go. Very, very excited. Good to have some more Vince Staples back. That's pretty much it, honestly, for me as far as music goes. Movies, I did go to see that Amazon movie because I got an early screening. I Want You Back. It's a Charlie Day, Jenny Slate rom-com. It was fine. Yeah. I didn't hate it. Like it was cool. I will say I'm glad I went to go see that one instead of, because there was a Death on the Nile screening the same day, and
I've heard that movie wasn't horrible though.
Yeah, it's probably not, but I'm willing to bet that one was a lot busier than the I Want You Back screening because it was completely dead. Gotcha. I was so happy. I was like, there's like so few people here. I had a good time. It was a pretty all right movie. You know, it's got some heart. TV is where I went a little bit ham. Let me pull up TV time real quick. I finished Archive 81. Be proud.
You're about to say Atlanta.
No. I am almost done with Atlanta. I have legit. I was watching. Listen, you were taking a long time. I have one more episode left of Atlanta, and I will probably end up finishing that tonight. So
you've gone through a decent amount of it.
Yeah, no, I watched 2 episodes today. I watched 2 episodes last weekend. But yeah. So I actually forgot to mark those off. Yeah, Woods. That one was
man.
It's frustrating.
That episode. Wow.
Yeah. But yeah, I'm extremely close to being done. I told you I would finish before the new season came out. This I don't think it's new. I guess it's like a show that just got on HBO Max, Smiling Friends. It's so stupid, but it's so funny. I was telling you about this. It's these the guys that do it are like YouTube animators originally, and then they got a deal with Adult Swim. So it's very like early YouTube poop era dumb shit. It's so fucking funny though. So funny. Did some catching up on Bob's Burgers. Almost done, like almost fully caught up with that season. See, I haven't seen this week's episode of Abbott Elementary. I've been need to get to that. I know.
Some good Zach Fox content.
Yeah, I saw his retweet of it, so I'm excited for that. Oh, and last week's episode of Peacemaker, we're getting to the end of the series.
In the trenches.
Yeah, we're there. I'm excited for the finale tomorrow. So yeah. And that's it. Yeah.
I will just pick up where you left off, I suppose, with TV. I saw Peacemaker.
Yes.
Very good. I did also see Abbott Elementary.
Yes.
Which was yeah, it was so funny. It's just been so funny. If we do not get Emmy nominations, like,
dude, I feel like they have to. Everyone's been loving that show, man.
I really hope so, man. I really hope so.
Like Zach Fox is trending because of that episode.
I saw that.
God. I can't fucking wait, man.
Oh, he's so funny.
I wish he would have talked about it at the concert.
I know. I wish he was like meeting people or something, but it's fine. Nice. I started watching Community again because I just dropped it like last year when I was really on a roll. And then there was like a Super Bowl commercial with two of the characters, and I got back into it. I saw New Euphoria. No nudity in the past 2 episodes, which thank God.
Wow.
Thank God.
Wow, Sam Levinson's finally switching things up, huh?
I know. Not that I'm a prude, but it's just like very unnecessary a lot of the time.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm trying to think. What else? I don't know if I mentioned. Did I already mention that show, the Guy show that I was watching on Food Network?
Oh, the Guy Fieri show. Yeah.
Yeah. The finale of that one. The guy I did want to win won. So
nice.
His name was Kevin.
Let's go.
So shout out Kevin.
My boy.
I think that was really it in terms of TV for me. Movies, I also watched I Want You Back this week. But I did not go to the theater. I just watched it on Amazon.
Oh yeah, no, I was gonna say like,
yeah, and I mean, like you said, it was fine. It was fine. I wasn't like, I saw people were like, rom-coms are back, baby, and I was like, I mean, it's fine. Like, I wasn't like, did I think about it the next day? No.
no.
Was I mad at it while it was on? No. Did I chuckle a bit? Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, it was fine.
There's some funny
cute. Bits.
Yeah.
It made me smile a bit. I'm not mad at it. We support Charlie Day in this household.
Of course. I also will say the ending, I'm very happy they went with that instead of the stereotypical in the rain,
Oh yeah. No, I was thinking, I was like, how are they gonna do this? Like, I don't, no spoilers, but I don't want her to just like,
yeah,
like,
it ends on a good note.
It ends in a very good way,
Yes.
Which I do appreciate.
It is also weird though, because Jenny Slate plays. She voice acts a character on Bob's
Big Mouth?
Burgers. Well, yeah, on Big Mouth too, but on Bob's Burgers, and it's just like her regular voice. So like that's just kind of all I saw the whole time, and then it's Charlie from It's Always Sunny. So it's a little weird. It's a little weird.
Yeah, no, for sure. But yeah, I watched that. As far as music, I still have so much I need to listen to. I haven't gotten around to Jasmine yet, which feels criminal.
Wow.
Yeah,
Shame.
but the only album I did hear this week was Snot.
Oh yeah, I actually didn't even see that released.
Yeah, it was just because like sometimes one of my friends would be like, "Hey, you want to like hop in a Spotify party and just like listen to new release?" And I'm like, "Yeah, sure." Like
Wow.
whatever. And so we
Love that
just
I've never gotten this invite. That's so cool.
you literally are always like, I like to listen to music in the car. That's
Yeah, but I'm
I
down to
do.
fucking. I'm not doing anything on Thursday nights half the time. You could hit me up.
Okay, well now I
You
know.
throw me the linky tomorrow. Throw me the
Now
linky.
maybe I'll throw you the link. I don't know that actually anything interesting is dropping tomorrow night. So
Oh, isn't Conway supposed to drop? I feel like Conway's dropping
Conway's
soon.
dropping?
I have no fucking clue, man.
All right, well,
I think he's dropping pretty soon.
time will tell. I also am not off work till literally 11 o'clock tomorrow night. So
Oh, well, there you go.
what was I about to say? That was good. Diet Coke, Push T, that was good. Oh, and about the snot one, it was fine. It was literally fine. It's, in my opinion, the best of all the stuff I've heard from him. Everything I hear from him, I'm just like, I've never seen the hype myself.
I might have to check it out. I liked the Doja single. So
And you know what? I didn't like Doja. So I
really?
thought this was just going to be another snot record that I didn't like. But I thought there were a few tracks on here that I was like, okay, I could add about 4 songs on here, which doesn't sound good when I say it out loud. But that's,
I mean, like more than you expected, I suppose.
Way more than I expected.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was fine. This new Duke Deuce single with Rico Nasty, Falling Off.
You love it?
I'm on. You don't?
It's missing something for me.
What?
I don't know.
Dude, that guitar?
Man. I need more. I just need more. Also, I think low-key this probably would have been better. Same instrumental, but Baby Mother and Rico.
So you're just gonna take Duke Deuce off entirely? Wrong decision.
Listen, that's just me. Just me.
After that song, another Duke Deuce song played, and my only prior like experience with Duke Deuce was on
Lay With Ya.
Mm-hmm. And when that next song came on, I was just gonna turn off, but I heard like the first couple seconds, and I was like, I have to hear what is about to happen here. Oh. And it was amazing. And now,
what track was that? I may need to check that one out.
Fell Up in the Club.
Okay.
It's called Fell Up in the Club, and it has an A$AP Ferg feature on it. That track, I was like, oh yeah, this is good. So okay. I'm gonna have to go and listen to that album.
Yeah, that came out last year.
And see what that's about, because I really like that track.
That cover is just, oh my god.
I know. Yeah.
It's like fucking the really bad Gucci Mane ones.
Oh god. I don't yeah. I can't say a whole lot to defend that cover. But aside from that, this new song called Supernatural Woman from this artist Sunny Cologne, I just came across recently. So good. So good. And I think you'd probably appreciate it. I think you would appreciate it. But of course also Vince Staples' Magic. Great track. With Vince Staples, my thing is just like, I love him so much, and for some reason, like 90% of the time, the first time I hear one of his tracks, it doesn't resonate with me completely.
It took me 2 for this one.
Yeah. It took me 3. So and it always grows exponentially.
Yeah.
Like I'll listen the first time, I'm like, all right, cool. That was all right. Second time, I'm like, oh wow, I really like this. Third time, I'm like, this is so good. Oh my god! Like literally, that's how it was with Vince Staples with the self-titled last year. Like I literally heard it the first time, I was like, man, like, that was kind of just okay. And then I was literally like, no, this is my album of the year. Like what? So it's really like night and day. But I'm so excited for the new project. Neck Up, new Deontay Hitchcock single. He has an EP coming soon.
Yes, he does. That's coming out.
But that single, so good. Obviously Love Strain, new Silk Sonic was good. And this new single from Tizo, Touchdown, that just came out today, produced by Kenny Beats. It's called Handyman. So good.
Nice.
So that's pretty much everything for me.
Mm.
Yeah.
Dope. Also, I forgot to mention, I did watch the first part of the Genius documentary.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did. Yeah. It's pretty good so far. Honestly, like
I'll have to watch it soon.
I think I mentioned this when like I first heard about the documentary was coming out. FD Signifier is a really good video essay about like kind of like how Kanye came to be. So this was like a story that was very fresh in my mind, but obviously seeing it in, I guess, more in person in a way, is definitely a lot more impactful. But it's a pretty good start to the documentary, not gonna lie.
I'm excited. I'm really excited to watch it.
Well, honestly, it's worth it. It runs a little long, not gonna lie.
Yeah.
Like it felt very long as I was watching it. I didn't hate that necessarily, but like I would look and like only 10 minutes had passed and it felt like longer. Right. So I mean, I guess you could put it one way, it's a little long-winded, or the other way, there's a lot that's packed in that it feels like it should have been a longer amount of time in such a short amount of time. You know, have that however way you will.
Right.
Whichever you feel makes more sense to you.
All right. I'll see.
That's that. Folks, if you are listening to this podcast on Spotify, hopefully not. If you're listening on any of those other podcast listening platforms, we do have a YouTube channel. Just look up Needle Lens. And if you are on YouTube, we are on all of those Spotify. Those podcast listening platforms. I got it. End of the episode. Jitters. Boy, links in the description. And we're live on Twitch. I, for some reason, can't stick to a schedule, but we are usually live on Mondays, 6:30 Central. Do the math. Otherwise, that's going to be it, folks. See you all next week. Peace out.
Peace.